This mom gave birth to a healthy baby, but when doctors saw her placenta, they left it inside her.
Before we begin, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to our channel, and click the notification bell for more amazing videos.
This mom gave birth to a healthy baby, but when doctors saw her placenta, they left it inside her. When one mom gave birth to a healthy baby boy, she couldn't have been happier. However, her joy soon turned to despair. When doctors saw her placenta, it was in such a state, in fact, that the medical team made the bold move to leave it inside her. That mom was Kirsten Terlizzi, who lives in Los Gatos in California. She resides there with her husband, Jeff, who she married in October 2010. And 4 years after their wedding, the couple received some good news, namely that they were expecting their second baby together. At first, Terlizzi's pregnancy went smoothly. At the beginning of her third trimester, however, the situation became substantially more perilous. Around 28 weeks in pregnancy, my ultrasound images started looking suspicious. They could not see a separation between my placenta, my uterus, and my platinum. At that time, when they examined the expectant mom, doctors couldn't find any separation between her placenta, her uterus, and her bladder. Terlizzi was subsequently diagnosed with placenta prurita, a more severe form of placenta creta, and the condition could have devastating consequences for her. We have placenta prurita. The placenta can go completely through the uterine wall, out to the other side, and invades nearby organs. During a regular pregnancy, the placenta grows within the uterus. It then connects to the uterine wall before the body flushes it out. After a woman gives birth, however, if the mom has placenta creta, it's not that simple. That's because the condition causes the placenta to grow rapidly in an uncontrollable manner. As a result, the placenta abandoned into the uterine wall, which means that the doctors must manually detach it following the birth. However, this in turn often leads to hemorrhaging. 60 years ago, though, cases of accredited were extremely uncommon. Indeed, in the just 1 in every 300 births in the United States was affected by the condition. Today, however, it is much less rare, occurring in 1 in 500 deliveries in the U.S. One reason for this is the prevalence of cesarean sections. Today, women who have had sections in the past often have scars on their uterus. The new placenta can then bond deeply to this scar tissue, resulting in a creta and tur. Lizzie herself had given birth to her first son via cesarean section. In some cases, moreover, the hemorrhaging caused by a creta can be deadly. In fact, in the United States, 1 in every 14 women with a creta will die. So needless to say, Terlizzi's diagnosis was terrifying for her. And given the seriousness of her condition, Terlizzi had to give birth at 33 weeks. So in July 2014, a team of 30 medical professionals at Stanford Hospital helped deliver her second son, Leo. Thankfully, the little baby was perfectly healthy. It was only after Terlizzi had given birth, in fact, that doctors then made a horrifying discovery. On July 16, 2014, at 33 weeks pregnant, I was brought into the main Stanford, or with a team of 30 multidisciplinary surgeons and nurses, and they safely delivered my son Leo. He did great. So when it came time to assess the placenta, the invasion was much worse than expected. The medical experts already knew that Terlizzi's case of a creta was an especially severe case called prurita. In these instances, the placenta grows right through the uterine wall and can invade nearby internal organs. But when doctors came to assess Terlizzi's placenta, the situation was far worse than they expected. That was because Terlizzi's placenta had grown far beyond any comprehension. And as the surgeons examined the scale of the tissue's expansion, they pondered how they were ever going to get it out without serious damage to the new mom. In the end, though, they made a seemingly unlikely decision. They decided to leave Terlizzi's placenta inside her. They stopped and closed me up, with the entire placenta untouched, still inside my body. Terlizzi revealed they were worried I would get an infection, that I would start spontaneously hemorrhaging. But there was also this thought that maybe the body would start to reabsorb the placenta. In an unprecedented move, they decided to abort mission on the surgery. So they stopped and closed me up with the entire placenta untouched, still inside my body. They were worried that I would get an infection, that I would start spontaneously hemorrhaging. But there was also this thought that maybe the body will start to reabsorb the placenta. Maybe this will actually work out on its own. We just really didn't know. So for all intents and purposes, Tursi was pretty much a medical experiment. I felt like a time bomb waiting to explode, she admitted, and to make matters worse, after 3 days, the mom still hadn't met her precious little baby. I felt like a time bomb waiting to explode. I was in ICU for 3 days, and when I got transferred from ICU to F3, they must have done some serious behind-the-scenes coordination. As a result, her doctors pulled some strings and arranged a special midnight visit. Looking back on the special occasion, Turtle admitted that it gave her a massive morale boost. It had something that I needed to get better for, and to get back to, she explained. The empathy of my teen and their ability to see the bigger picture and to just make something happen, to give me a much-needed morale boost. I had something that I needed to get better for and to get back to. But things got worse before they got better, as after 6 weeks in the hospital, bruises began to appear all over Turlitsi's body. The signs naturally weren't good, and a scan later revealed something alarming. Charlize was, in fact, approaching serious liver failure. I stayed in the hospital for 6 weeks in suspense, and then one day I started developing bruises all over. A blood test revealed that I was approaching liver failure. It was then that surgeons decided to operate. So in an epic 8-hour procedure, they removed her placenta and some unnecessary organs and repaired the damage to other critical ones. During this time, Turlisi needed 26 units of blood to stabilize her. When Leah was 7 weeks old, I underwent an emergency operation lasting 8 hours. It would take the removal of some unnecessary organs, repairs, and interventions to other critical ones, and the transfusion of 26 units of blood products to stabilize me for a while. Moreover, it was touch and go whether the mom of 2 would make it. Happily, however, she went on to make a full recovery. Now she's forever thankful for the expert care those at Stanford Healthcare gave her and her baby. I knew that I was at the right place. They were going to do everything that they could possibly do. You never even know that Leah was a premium, the proud mom gosh. He's a feisty and determined 1-year-old, and we're pretty convinced that my mutant placenta gave him some X-Men powers on a tough road. But I've made a full recovery, and you never even know that Leah was a premier. He's a feisty and determined 1-year-old, and we're pretty convinced that my mutant placenta gave him some X-Men powers. Thankfully, then Turlisi can continue with her life and enjoy every moment spent with her family as a way of displaying her gratitude. In fact, she now volunteers at Stanford Hospital. As I've become a volunteer at Stanford and have learned what CI care is, as soon as I read about it, I had this like, oh, that's the magic. They actually have this spelled out in how to do it because they're definitely achieving it and achieving it in a genuine way. And thanks to her doctor's expertise, she'll now get to see her children grow up. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up and consider sharing it with someone who may find it interesting. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you in the next one.